Okay, so let's look at some other things that we can do with vectors. We can take the two endpoints of a vector and find the component form of the vector, which is basically just the left and right motion and the up and down motion. And it doesn't really give a starting point or an ending point. It just tells how a vector moves. Also, with the component form of the vector, we can also find the magnitude. And that's really just the length of the vector. So, remember in vectors, direction matters. So if it's going, the arrow here says it's going from point T to point V. So you want to keep that in mind. Generally, they don't switch the direction of the arrow from, if you're going to go from V to T, they just switch the order of the letters. So if we're going from T to V, we have to subtract in order. To get the component form of TV, what we would do is subtract the terminal point, subtract the initial point from the terminal point. So we would say 4 minus 3. Let's do we do the x first. 7 minus 3. And for the y component, we're going to do 4 minus 1. And so the component form would be 4, comma, 3. So basically, there's your x and y movement, and this over 4 up 3 can be anywhere in the plane. Over 4 up 3, over 4 up 3. It just tells how the vector moves and in what direction. So if you have a component form of 4, 3, and you need the magnitude, remember that the component form of a vector is basically the legs of a right triangle. And the magnitude is really just the hypotenuse of that triangle. So what we would really want to do is just use the Pythagorean theorem to get the magnitude, which is the c squared. So it would actually end up being your x squared plus your y squared square root of that answer. So square root of 4 squared, which is 16, plus 3 squared, which is 9, square root of 25, and you get 5. So the magnitude of TV is 5. And they use they use bars for the length of magnitude. It's not absolute value, even though they're always positive. Sometimes they double bar it so you don't confuse it with absolute value. So finding the magnitude of a vector is different from just making it positive or something like that. So don't confuse that either. But there's your final answer for the magnitude, and here's your final answer for component form. And I hope that answers a few more questions about vectors. Thanks for watching.